hour. It's going to be a fun episode because we actually have a plan, which last week we certainly didn't. We did not have a plan last week, and it went everywhere. But this week we have a plan. You see the title of this podcast. We're doing a pop quiz. We got 10 questions each for one another, and we're going to see how stupid or how smart we really are because they're just random fucking questions. Well, at least on my end. We don't know what each other's questions are, obviously. We're just asking each other. But this is going to be a fun time. But before we get to that, what's going on, JPJ? How's life?
Life is good. Life is good. Yeah, I'm excited about this episode, but all in all, besides the craziness that seems to be never ending around us, life is good. I cannot complain.
That's what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear. Life is good. Life is grand. There is a lot of craziness, but it's fine. We gotta roll with the punches. We're 2 weeks.
Yes, we do.
Well, by the time this airs, we're closer to 2 weeks away from the Royal Rumble, which we said for so many weeks. We've been talking about this. We are so excited. Now we know that there's all these women announced for the Rumble because WWE like to suck the fun out of everything. But on the opposite side of things, we got Mickie James, the still current after Hard to Kill, still current Impact Wrestling Knockouts World Champion, which they said on SmackDown, which is a pretty...
Yes, they did.
Didn't have that one on my bingo card for 2022 or ever. I never thought WWE would acknowledge too many other places in wrestling outside of like New Japan. But I never thought, as a person who loved TNA in its heyday, I never thought WWE would acknowledge them.
I never thought WWE would acknowledge anyone.
No,
they've mentioned new,
yeah, little bits and pieces here and there.
Little bit. WWE is its own universe, no pun intended, and that's how they very much view their product. That's how if you're a fan of WWE, nothing exists outside of WWE. That's very much how they operate. Yeah, big deal. Big deal.
Big deal. For me, at least.
Huge deal.
But I don't know if we're looking into it too much, though, because I don't know if it's going to extend beyond that.
We probably are. I think we probably are.
But regardless of anything, whether Mickie... I don't think Mickie will walk... It might be in the deal for her to walk into the Rumble, walk to the ring with the Impact Knockouts World Championship. But if I was a betting man, I'd probably put money on that's not happening. But...
Oh, so you don't think she will have the title,
I don't.
On her shoulder or around her coming to the ring?
I don't, but I could be very much... I'm happy to say that I'll be wrong in that situation if it happens. But regardless, I think it's a part of those sign on the dotted line type of deal to say, hey, if I'm going to do this, then you need to acknowledge that Impact Wrestling, that I'm the Impact Wrestling Knockouts World Champion.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens. But it is, regardless of anything, whether we're looking into it too much or not, it's cool. And I didn't expect, out of everybody in the world, I didn't expect Mickie James to be in the Royal Rumble, especially after the year that she had with WWE in the terms of being released, and then the trash bag.
Yeah, and the way that all went down with the trash bag, yeah.
And then everything that's kind of happened. I don't like people that calling Mickie James, all these things, oh, look at her, she talked all this trash, but as soon as they rang, she was like, yeah, I want to do this. It's like, well, make your fucking money. And maybe... Yeah. In Mickey's mind, she doesn't want to tarnish the legacy that she had in WWE. This could be a big stamp to say, hey, this is pretty much going to be my last time I'm in a WWE ring.
Yeah.
And get some shine on Impact.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. And it's one of those things where, again, I think we probably are looking too much into it because I think a small part of us, even with WWE, we're like, oh man,
they didn't tag. They did not tag Impact in the tweet, by the way.
No,
and that says a lot to me, at least. I could be wrong.
I agree. No, I agree.
But it's cool.
Why?
It's cool.
It's very cool. It's something we should all be excited about.
Yeah.
It's just cool.
And it's Mickie James. I love Mickie James.
Yeah,
we both love Mickie James.
Agree.
So
I do.
And the Bellas and
Michelle
McCool, Kelly, Lita, and we can't forget the one who's never been in a Rumble. I don't think a lot of people would be that excited for Miss Summer Rae, but as the diva stan that I am, I'm excited for Summer Rae. And her and Natty, the creative geniuses that they are, better than the creative team in WWE, they picked up right where they left off on some of the greatest moments in Total Divas history, the fights between Summer Rae and Natalia. The slap.
I
It's
never
iconic.
watched Total Divas,
Oh, I
so
did.
those they didn't get along.
So yeah,
They
on
were-
Total Divas, they literally had full on fights on Total Divas. Like
Wow,
I'm talking like
alright.
side of the reality TV stuff.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
so
reality. Yeah.
in a match, Summer Rae had busted Natty's nose for shoot. And they obviously turned it into a storyline of Total Divas. And then Summer Rae went
Gotcha.
to go to Natty's house and like apologize to her. And Natty was like, "Get off my property." And then Summer Rae slapped her in the face and broke her nose a little bit more. And she threw her off her house. She's like, "Get off my property." That's my
Wow.
sub noise. You know when I get a
I did
sub on
not know
Twitch
her.
and she's like, "Get off my property." That's from Total Divas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's Natalia
Is
throwing
that
Summer Rae.
Natalia yelling at Summer Rae to get off her property?
Yeah.
Wow. I did not know that.
You need to watch Total Divas. It's a fucking wild ride. It's all on
I bet. But I think once I heard that it was scripted, it was kind of like,
what reality
you know?
show fucking isn't JPJ?
I'm not a reality. I've told you this. I'm not a reality show. I'm not into
But it's
it.
wrestling.
I'm not into reality.
You would
shows.
like it. It's
I know.
wrestling.
I know.
It's just about wrestling. The wrestling is the backdrop of the story. I could nearly guarantee that you would like it. It's wrestling related. You would like it.
All right.
I'm sure it's on. I think it would be on the Peacock version of the network, maybe.
Yeah. It's definitely on one of the streaming services.
It would be somewhere. Yeah,
relatively easily for me, easy to find.
I think there's a solid 9 seasons of it. It gets
9.
a little. I think
that's a commitment.
But it's like the first season has like 10 episodes. I think the second season has like 15, and then
These
there's
are
like
half-hour episodes or hour episodes.
I think are they hours? Well, 42 minutes because of commercials.
Okay,
so 42
no
minutes.
All right.
Yeah.
Got
So I think I'm trying to think if they're half hours or if they're hours. They're definitely hours. Yeah. But like it gets a little once like the first like solid like 5 seasons are the really good ones, and then like they change a lot of characters. Like by the 9th season, like the only person that's been in it the whole time is Natty. Like even the Bellas are gone and stuff. Ronda Rousey's in it and stuff
the whole time.
Well,
sadly,
no,
she's probably the only one that
Naomi
kept
was
the job.
in and out of it.
Naomi.
But she was in and out of it. It was weird. Like she was taken out of like, and like Alicia Fox came in. Renee Young was in it for a season. Like there's a lot of different people that were in it. It's fascinating. It's purely scripted, but who gives a shit? Wrestling is fake.
No, I don't. I don't care.
It's a fun time. I think if you might not like reality TV, but because wrestling is the backdrop, and you know who all these people are because 95% of them are all people that you've watched. Well, 100% of them are all people that you've watched in the ring at some point. So, like,
yeah,
you can understand why people hate Eva Marie in the first couple of seasons of Total Divas.
That makes sense.
And the first couple of seasons is very catty. Like, they obviously told them to hate one another. And then as the seasons kind of progress, they all become kind of friends. And it's kind of like more normal. But yeah, they're all just catty towards one another in the first couple of seasons. It's hilarious. Like, it's truly hilarious. But yeah, it's a good time. But yeah, Summer Rae's in the Royal Rumble. And she hasn't been back in WWE since she was last there in whatever year it was. So fuck yeah, Divas all the way. We'll talk more about the Rumble in a couple of weeks because I got a few little things in my brain that's kind of sitting here, but I'll let it kind of simmer for a little bit and we'll talk about it in a couple of weeks. Because today we got a pop quiz to do. We got 10 questions each to one another. It's random questions that I found at least from my perspective. Some of them were in my head, some were from the internet. Couple of them were like, these are specifically because I know JPJ will understand this because it's wrestling. But it's just 10 questions each, and we're just gonna kind of have a little bit of fun, do something a little bit different. We'll kind of go 10 questions from me, then 10 questions for you, or vice versa. So then we can kind of tally them up and say, hey, you got 0 right or 10 right, and the other person can chase it. Would you like to ask questions first, or do you want me to ask my questions to you first?
We're going 10 in a row? All right.
Yeah.
I don't care either. Why don't I think I might go 0 for 10. So why don't we get that out of the way and you ask me first?
I can ask you first. Let me bring up my questions here, JPJ. So I'll put them over here. So this is gonna be fun. So you know what? We'll start off with the wrestling question first because you might be able to start off on a nice dub, I guess you could say. You can go 1 for 1 because this is easy. Well, this is easy. No, this is easy. So you should get this one. Okay. I put it in there specifically because it's nice and easy.
Oh God.
Okay,
The pressure already. I
on
can feel
July
it.
on July 7th, 1996, Hulk Hogan was revealed as the third man of the NWO. What was the title of the WCW pay-per-view that this took place at?
Bash at the Beach.
Look at that. Ding, ding, ding. You have 1 for 1. You got it correct. I'll put a little yeah, you got that right. All right. You ready for question 2?
Yes.
Which tennis grand slam is played on a clay surface?
That would be clay. That would be the French Open.
Correct. Look at that. 2 for 2. Here you go. All right, we got a geography question.
I'm very nervous because, like I told you off air, I know a lot of things, but only about certain things.
Okay.
I don't know a lot of things about everything, but the stuff I care about,
Yeah,
I know a lot of things.
I'm the same.
Okay.
All right. What is the capital city of New Zealand?
Auckland.
No. It's Wellington.
Damn it. Okay. I wasn't going to get that.
I wouldn't have got that either.
I didn't even know that was a city.
I wasn't. Okay. We got a multiple choice question. All right.
Okay.
How many permanent teeth does a dog have? 56, 30, or 42?
A dog.
Permanent teeth.
Permanent.
So this would be fully grown teeth that they have.
Yeah,
in
I'm
their
going to say
mouth.
42.
Ding, ding, ding. You got a winner. Look at that.
There we go.
Look at that. Look at that. See, you're not stupid.
3 for 4. I'm all right. I'm okay right now.
All right. Are you ready? What are the 5 colors of the Olympic rings? Oh, and by the way, we should say, guys, me and JPJ, we've got our phones away from us. We're not looking any of this up. We're playing by the rules here. We're not doing any cheating. So the 5 colors of the Olympic rings. Think of the Olympic rings.
I'm gonna go.
Obviously, there's 5, and you know the pattern.
I'm gonna go red.
Yep.
Red.
Mm-hmm.
White. I already got it wrong. There's definitely red.
You can have another try because there's 5 colors. You can have another. Yeah, there's red and yellow.
Blue.
Yep.
Green.
Yep. It's not white, obviously.
Yeah.
I didn't know this because I thought white.
You thought white too?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm not crazy. I will say orange.
It's black.
Damn. Oh.
Because I think the black one, how I'm picturing it is
the middle.
It's the middle one in the top, isn't it?
The middle's black.
And then the colors are kind of around, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know how it goes like the 3 and then the 2. That's how I thought it was white. I was like, I swear there's white in there, but it's not.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So, Brom, you didn't get that one, but that's all right. All right, question 6. The Simpsons was the spin-off show of which American sketch series?
The Tracy Ullman Show.
I knew you'd get that one. All right, question 7. Which husband-wife duo starred in the 2018's horror film A Quiet Place?
John Krasinski and Emily Blunt.
You got it. Look at that. We're flying through these. All right, this one is going to be difficult. It's not multiple choice.
Right.
I did it on purpose to really... Okay, as recognized by the United Nations, how many countries are there in the region of Europe? So the continent of Europe has how many countries? Think about this. I'll give you a few tries at this because it's obviously pretty difficult because it's Europe and it's huge. I'll give you 3 tries so you can guess 3 different numbers.
64.
Mm-mm.
41.
Mm-mm.
That's higher, isn't it?
I'm not going to say.
Okay. I went lower. This, because there's little countries I'm not going to think about, like littler countries. 106.
Oh, you were close at 44.
Oh my God, 41 was close.
Yeah. I was like, when you said 4, I was like, he's going to guess it. I was like, he's going to fucking get this. 44 countries in the region of Europe. Yeah.
Okay. That's all. Yeah.
But I
Alright.
mean, a lot of them are tiny little, and they're right next to one another.
Yeah.
So
100.
that's
All right. 44. All right.
I wouldn't have guessed that, to be honest. So you didn't get that one, but all right. Number 9. How many keys are there on a piano?
88.
Oh shit! You got that right away. Holy crap! You were confident too. You knew that.
Yeah.
You knew
Yeah, I knew
that.
that one.
All right. You might not get this. You might. All right. Question 10. The final question. In which year did Taylor Swift release her debut single "Love Story"?
I'm terrible with time. So it's 2022. She's definitely been around for 10 years, right?
I'm not gonna say yes or
Right.
no.
This is gonna be wrong, but I'm gonna say 2009.
Oh, you were so close. It was 2008.
Bitch. I thought about saying 2008. Damn it.
Damn, you did well though. You got
That's
one,
not bad though. I think what, like 7 out of 10,
I think
6
you
out
got
of 10. That was
1,
okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 6. 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Look at that. You fucking
All right.
killed it.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad.
You fucking killed it. 6 out of 10. So that's what I've got to beat that.
All right. My questions are pretty good. I did find one ridiculous, like the most random ass question I could.
love that shit though. I love that shit. So
So,
JPJ got 6 out of 10, guys. So I'm the chaser. So there's more
I feel
pressure
good about
on
that.
me.
I feel good about that. I feel
Because
good about 6 out of 10.
I am like you. I know what I know, but what I don't know,
Competitive.
I am fucking, and I'm competitive as fuck too. So
Yeah, me and you are
the
competitive.
pre-
I think
the-
that's kind of why I wanted to go first too. Like no pressure. Because if I know I have to get 7 to win, I'm gonna be
this is gonna be bad. I could get 0 here, guys. But you know that's the beauty
All
of
right.
this, I guess.
I know you're not an older wrestling fan.
That's fine.
I know that, but I wanted at least one wrestling question, and this is one of my top 5 favorite wrestlers. So the first question I have, number 1, who was the first wrestler to get a pinfall victory over one of my favorite wrestlers, Mr. Perfect?
Oh fuck. Okay.
Just think of the era.
Mr.
First
Perfect.
wrestler to score a pinfall victory over Mr. Perfect.
All right. Mr. Perfect. He was around in like the early 90s, wasn't he?
He started in the 80s.
Started
so
in
like late 80s to early 90s.
Okay, Mr. Perfect. One of the first people. Mr. Perfect wrestled in like the IC title scene a lot. I know that.
Yeah, he had a couple flurries in the world title picture as well. Like never won it, but he was upper mid card.
I'm gonna have to just take a random. I'm gonna have to take a random
Yep.
stab because I have no idea. But let's see. All right, that era of time. You know what? I'm just gonna take a guess. The Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, close. It was one Hulk Hogan.
Damn it! I was like, do I say Ultimate Warrior or do I say Hulk Hogan? Because I'm like, I could be pretty right in that time. Oh, Ultimate Warrior. I just thought like, I distinctly remember, and I ain't watching this time, but Ultimate Warrior was the IC champ, so that's why he had like the yellow strap,
No,
right?
he was multiple times. Yeah,
and like, so I was like, maybe he beat Mr. I'm sure they've wrestled. I'm sure Mr. Perfect and Ultimate Warrior wrestled at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, Hulk Hogan. Okay. Well, I probably should have known that. Hulk Hogan beat everybody.
Well, yeah, it's true. That's why I was like, oh yeah, just think of the era. Just think of the era.
Damn.
All right. Who are the 5? I'm looking for the nicknames here.
Okay.
But who are the 5 Spice Girls?
Okay. Gay boy is happy. All right. So there's So you want the nicknames, not the actual names of the people. Okay,
Correct.
So there's Sporty.
Yes.
There's
Yep.
Scary. There's
Yep.
Baby. There's
Yep.
Posh.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
This is the
And
one.
Ginger.
This
Ginger
is the
Spice,
one.
isn't it Ginger?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I
There we
know
go.
that. I know that shit. Look at that. I got one. I got one. I'm happy.
All right. Who was the first president of the United States?
Oh no. I should. The first president. I should know this because that's just like general history that I should know. I know.
That's why I was like, do I add this even though he's obviously not from America? But I'm like, I feel like the first president would be general history.
We definitely learned this, and I should know this. Okay, let me think of old presidents. because I definitely do know this, and now that I'm on the spot, I have no fucking idea because the name I'm thinking is definitely not even a president, so that's not going to be it. Okay, so the very first one, I feel like his name was like something. Oh shit. Oh my god, this is bad. This is so bad. We learnt this at school.
Yep.
This just makes me feel like an idiot. Who's the first president of the United States? That's not the... Why am I thinking of a name and I'm pretty sure he is the one that invented like something. That's not right. That's a
What do
different...
you think of Thomas Edison?
No, but
He invented electricity.
I'm thinking of a Thomas name, but it's not Thomas Jefferson?
He was a president.
Oh, well, I'm wrong, but it's fine. That was my guess. What's his name?
All right. It was George Washington.
Oh, of course it was George Washington. I should fucking know that. Oh, fucking duh. Washington. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, that's so dumb of me.
He's on the American $1 bill.
I was thinking of Albert Einstein at the very beginning, too. I was like, Albert Einstein? I'm like, wait a minute. No, that's not right. He wasn't a president at all. Oh, I'm dumb
All
as
right.
fuck.
No, my questions are not as pop
That's
culture
fine.
as yours.
That's
though.
fine. I had a very eclectic random thing. So.
Okay. What was the first soft drink or soda in space?
In space?
In space. I looked for some random ones on purpose. But what was the first soft drink or soda in space?
I feel like the obvious answer would be to say like Coca-Cola, but I don't feel like that's right. Pepsi?
Yeah, it's Coca-Cola.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I'm gonna give that one to you. You said Coca-Cola.
No, I said Pepsi. You don't have to give it to me pity points if you don't want to.
All right. Well, you technically did say it, but
I just felt like that was the obvious one.
It should be, but
like,
it's too. Yeah.
Pepsi.
But yes, it was Coca-Cola. That one
Fuck's sake,
was an obvious one.
Fucking hell.
All right, here's a history question.
Oh, great. I did so good in the first one.
You probably learned this in school too.
Oh my god.
What three countries made up the original Axis powers in World War II?
Okay. I definitely learnt this kind of stuff at school. World War II.
High school, I'm assuming. World War II.
So World War II.
Hitler. The Hitler War.
So that... Okay, so that's like the three countries are the three main countries involved, right? That's what that means, right?
The Axis power. So the three main countries on what would be the bad side, the evil side.
Okay. Germany.
Yep.
And then their two allies.
Yeah.
So Germany is one, obviously, because Hitler. You're like, no, don't say that. Hold up. So, okay, let me do process of elimination here. Because obviously,
I can talk you through it without giving you the answer.
The good side is like America and England and Australia. So they're like, we know them. We're not on their side.
Yes.
Germany were okay, let me go through this. World War II. Germany was all about that was like the Holocaust, right?
Correct.
That time
the Nazi regime. That was the Nazi regime.
I'm trying to think of the people that they hated. And then because then they align, and then that way I know who aligns with Germany because they also hate these. Because I know the type of people that they hated. So I was getting ready to say Russia, but I feel like that's wrong. So I don't want to say Russia.
It would be wrong.
I don't think they aligned with like North Korea because that's bad now.
You're right. They did not.
See, I'm processing the process of elimination because this is hard because I know because it was obvious like Germany was like the bad guys, you know what I mean, like the bad guys of this war.
But
so there was other countries that were with
Adolf Hitler had a right-hand man.
Yeah, I know he
is
did.
number 2.
And he was a dictator of another country.
Correct. And then the third country got involved at the end by attacking America.
Am I going to get this mixed up with the First World War? You know what? I'm just going to take a stab. Japan?
Yep.
Okay.
Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor
Because
got them involved.
that's what I was thinking. I was like, Pearl Harbor is like that earlier? Is that later?
Yep.
But no, that was then. Okay, so there's a third country.
Correct.
Oh my god. Okay, so I know it's not like Switzerland, because they were like neutral guys, right? They were just like kind of like chilling.
Neutral. The Swiss are
They
neutral.
were chill as fuck.
They're just here to have a good time.
Yeah.
Just here to have
I
a
know
good
it's
time.
not Switzerland. I feel like it's another European country. I feel like I'm right in saying that it's a European country. So out of those 44 countries, it's one of them.
It's one of them.
Oh my god.
Well, technically, you already have Germany in there, so it's one of 43.
Okay, all right. You know what? I'm gonna have to take a guess, because there's no way I'm gonna be able to really understand this, because I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've talked about this kind of stuff in high school. All right, think of a European country, Josh. Any European country. I know France. France is good, guys. France is with us. France? France.
Now, yeah.
France.
Yeah. France has always been a little shady. Nobody really knows what the French is up to.
Bonjour.
Shady.
I don't know if I want to guess France, because I feel like that's wrong. Fuck it. Let's just guess France.
It was Italy.
Oh, Italy. Oh, I got 2 out of 3.
His number 2 was a gentleman by the name of Benito Mussolini.
Oh, that was
Hitler's number 2.
Damn.
Benito Mussolini.
You know what? I didn't know that
the Italians,
it was Italy.
Towards the end of World War II, the Italians actually physically overthrew him.
Wow. I didn't think Italy...
You know?
Italy are allies of all us now, aren't they?
Yeah, I would think. Yeah, I think so.
A lot of those countries
back then, though. No. Yeah.
See, I didn't know that. I obviously knew it was Germany. I was pretty confident it was Japan, but I didn't know Italy. There you go. Well, I got 2. I mean, whatever.
No, that's pretty good. Yeah.
That's a long time since I've learnt about any of that shit, to be completely
I know,
fair.
sorry.
No, that's a good thing.
Like, yeah.
No, I'm not complaining. I'm just like, it's been a long time.
Okay, how about this one? The unicorn is the national animal of what country?
Oh my god. Okay, so I genuinely have heard of this before.
Mm-hmm.
Can I remember the country? Absolutely not.
Right now you are 1 for 5. That's...
Mm-hmm.
So technically, to tie me, you need to run it.
I have to get this right. I'm
run
not
it.
going to get
You
this
gotta
right.
run it.
I'm so fucked. The unicorn. I'm so fucked. The unicorn.
I will give you a hint. It is one of those 44
I was going to say, it's definitely European. Mm-hmm. Okay. Sweden.
Oh, close. It is Scotland.
Oh,
it is Scotland.
Fucking S countries. Scotland. Wow.
Scotland.
There you go. Unicorns aren't real, right?
No.
Good for them.
Not. Yeah. Really a huge following. Huge following.
Wow. Damn it.
Yeah, not bad.
Well,
all right. Well, you had a question about dog teeth. So my question that I had on here is, how many teeth do humans have?
Oh, man. Like fully grown adult teeth?
Fully grown adult teeth. I will make it a multiple choice.
Okay.
So is the answer 26? 40? Or 32?
Okay, I don't feel like you're fitting 40 teeth.
How many teeth?
I don't feel like there's 40
humans
teeth
have?
in there.
40, 26, or 32?
I'm not counting in my head. I am. And I'm like, but then I don't know. I don't even think I physically could do that. It's not the 41. I'm eliminating that.
Okay. So then it would be between 26 and 32.
26.
The answer is 32.
Of course it fucking is. Of course it is. 32? I knew it wasn't 40. I'm like, you're not getting 40 chompers in there. There's no way that there's 40 in there.
Yeah.
32 teeth. Well, there you go. We have 32 teeth.
32 teeth. And dogs had what? 42? So dogs have 10 more permanent teeth than humans.
Wow. Good for them. Well,
I did not know that before. I did not know that before this pop quiz.
I am listen, I'm doing pretty shit, but the one question I have got right is about the Spice Girls.
Damn right. I feel I should have asked more. But
it's fine. I don't know.
I just found cool ones.
Yeah, that's fine.
What is a group of ravens called?
A flock.
Technically correct. However, another word. So I saw this question and it had a different answer.
Oh.
But in parentheses it said or a flock.
Well, that's what I.
But the answer that it had was unkindness.
Oh. What?
Imagine that. Would you ever say that?
It's a flock. A flock of
It's
ravens.
a flock of ravens.
You know how I know that?
Birds. Because of the flock?
No, because of
WCW?
Because of literally because of the flock in WCW.
I know.
That's how I know that.
But it said that an unkindness was a group of ravens.
Didn't know that. Did I get it right then?
Yeah, no, it said or flock.
Okay.
But the way that the question, I was like,
yeah, it's in parentheses.
Would you see a group of ravens and be like, oh, look at that unkindness?
No, it's a flock. Fuckhead.
Bizarre.
What the fuck?
Bizarre. All right. This one was a cool question. I don't know if you'll know it. Well, I thought not really cool.
Let's be honest here, JPJ. I probably won't. I guess France was a fucking enemy in the fucking World War II.
What TV series showed the first interracial kiss on American network television?
Oh my god. Okay, can I at least have a hint? Was it in the 90s? Was it in the 80s?
I don't know when it happened, but the show has been around since the 70s. Still around. The show has been. I'm not going to tell you what it is. The show is still around. It's been around for a long, long time. There's been movies.
Movies?
Yeah.
What?
It is a. Yeah. Once I say it, or if you guess it, you're going to be like,
movies.
Yeah.
I had something.
No.
Sorry. Yeah, no. You're fine. You're fine. Because I had a thing in my brain, and then you said movies, and I was like, well, it can't be that. It's obviously The Simpsons hasn't been around for that long, so it can't be The Simpsons.
Simpsons, yeah, no, late 80s.
Yeah, the 70s, and it's
been around for a long. It might even be. Hold on, let me Googs it real quick. Hold on.
The 70s. What the fuck? Holy shit! Oh my god.
I actually lied. The first episode of this show was September 8th, 1966.
What the?
Still around.
What the fuck?
Still around.
What the fuck?
Once I say it, it will still around.
I feel like it has to be is it like real people or is it cartoon?
It's real people. Real human actors. Quotations, real people.
No, I get what you mean. My God.
So technically, it's 2022. It's going to be around 4 years from now, which I assume the show will still be, a version of the show will still be running. That will be the 70th year.
Is it Days of Our Lives? No, that couldn't be going for that long.
I'll give you another guess.
Yeah. It's not Days of Our Lives. I was like, wait, that's been going for a long time, but that hasn't been going for that long.
2026. 60. Would that be 60?
Okay, is it okay? This is gonna sound. I don't know if this show has been going for this long,
6
and
years.
I feel like it hasn't, but I'm just gonna guess it because I have no other option. Is it General Hospital?
No.
Damn it, I don't know.
It is Star Trek.
Oh, fucking Star Trek bullshit. Fuck's sake. What the
That makes
fuck?
sense though, right?
Yeah, it
Now that I
does.
said it.
Of course, Star Trek. That fucking aliens or whatever the fuck they were. Like, I like how you said real
First
people. You were
interracial,
like,
first interracial kiss
look at them,
in
progressive.
American television history.
When was that? Do you
Star
know
Trek.
when the kiss happened?
I can probably easily look it up.
Can I get a bonus point if I guess the year?
Yes, hold on. Look at that first though.
Oh my god. I can't believe I've done this bad. Like, truly, I've done awful.
Wow. This kiss has its own Wikipedia page.
Holy shit. Okay, I feel like it
Yes.
was... Alright, I'm just going to take a random
All right.
stab. Random
So the show
stab.
came out in 1966.
Interracial
The first
kisses, though. That,
interracial kiss on American television history.
I couldn't imagine...
William Shatner was involved. Captain Kirk.
I can't think it would be in the 70s. I would assume it would be in the 80s. 1983.
It happened in season 3, 1968.
What the fuck? An interracial
Star
kiss in the
Trek, very
60s?
progressive.
Whoa.
Yeah, the episode aired November 22nd, 1968. The character was,
Wow.
I'm probably going to say this wrong. I am not a
You do.
Trekkie, so God
not
forbid.
either. It's
Forgive
okay.
me if you are
Neither am
watching
I.
and you are. Uhura, which was played by African-American actress Nichelle Nichols, and Captain Kirk, William Shatner. The
Get
first
in there,
example
Shats.
of an interracial kiss on television.
Didn't know that. 1968.
1968. That's pretty good.
That's
That's a lot earlier than I would have. I was probably
like
thinking you, like
80s,
that would
yeah.
be for a while. Yeah.
You wouldn't
Pretty
think
good.
that you would be having two different races kiss
Yeah.
on American, especially on Star Trek. That's huge. That show. Well,
Yeah.
I'm not a Trekkie, but I know that show is
I'm not either.
massive. Like, people that are
Oh,
into
yeah.
it are like they're in it. You know what I mean? Has its own like
Yeah.
literal dictionary, doesn't it? Like, that's how
Yes.
they speak.
And there's new versions of
I
Star
didn't
Trek
know that
on
it was
television
still
now.
going. To be completely
Yeah, I don't know what service or what, but
Yeah,
they still
it's
make
around.
new.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, this last question.
All right. Let's see if I can bring
tried
it
to find
home.
The most random question of all time.
Bring it home, Josh.
So, in public places in Florida, it is illegal to do what while wearing a swimsuit?
Oh, no, this was on something that I watched. It was on something, and they said it, and I was like, what?
It's the
I'm
most
not-
random fact I think of like meaningless shit that I've ever seen.
It was either in like
In
a
public-
podcast or something.
In public places in Florida, it's illegal to do what while wearing
It's like
a
something
swimsuit?
so ridiculous and dumb that you
Yep,
wouldn't think
it's something
would be
that
a
I know
law.
you like to do.
Yeah, and it's something. It's literally you're not allowed to. It's something so you wouldn't think would ever be a law.
Very simple thing that people
Where
do
did
all
I
the time.
hear it? Where did I hear it? It was on a show of some kind or a podcast, and I'm trying to rack my brain. It's like something so obscure that you're like, why is that even a law? Someone had to do that for it to be
Yep.
illegal. But it's like a thing that we do, like, you wouldn't think would be a law. And I think I heard it on like the most random thing too. It's illegal to like walk your dog or something like that. It's so bizarre. I can't think of it for the life of me. What the fuck? I'm so annoyed because I know what the answer is. Because it might have actually been on Oral Sessions, Renee Paquette's show, that I heard it. Someone had said it. Or it was on like something random like that. It's illegal to sing while wearing a swimsuit.
Yes.
I got it right! Oh my
You got it
fucking
right?
god. That was a complete
Was it?
guess.
It's
It is singing. Yeah, it is singing.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
It's literally.
It is illegal to sing while wearing a swimsuit in the state of Florida in public places. You can do it in your home or in your backyard, but
Think
in public
about that.
places and you're wearing a swimsuit, you best not be singing.
Think about that,
You
okay?
best not be singing.
A swimsuit, generally for a guy, is a pair of shorts.
basically.
So if I put a shirt on,
I think you're allowed to sing.
I think
you would be allowed to sing if you had a T-shirt on, but if you were just
why
wearing
is
the
that
shorts,
a law? Florida,
no
what
idea.
are you doing?
There were other weird ones, but that was the
I knew
the
it was on
weirdest
something.
to me.
Where did I hear that? I don't know if it was on Renee Paquette's podcast or if it was on a podcast of some kind or it was on like a television show or something. Actually, I think I may have heard it on Veep because they talk a lot about laws and stuff like that, and they would like
Laws,
randomly, yeah. I think I might have heard it on that, but someone will probably correct me and be like, "I heard it here."
I'll tell you. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up some of these other. There's some weird ones, man.
Yeah, I know there's some weird laws. Yeah, we got a bit of time after this, so I got 2 right,
3.
3 right.
You got 3 right. Don't feel bad about that, Josh. In the sport of baseball, which I love, if you succeed 3 out of every 10 times, you're a 300 hitter, and that is a Hall of Fame baseball player.
I'm a Hall of Fame pop quiz.
It's a Hall of Fame. There you go.
I'm a Hall of Fame pop quiz. This was fun. We should do this more often because it's just random little tidbits of information. It's illegal to sing in the state of Florida while wearing a swimsuit in public. That is the most ridiculous law I think I've ever heard. What the fuck? I heard Florida is kind of a little bit of a weird state.
It's like our own country now.
For anyone that's a fan of us that is listening in Florida, it's illegal for you to wear a swimsuit in public and sing a song.
Correct.
What in the actual fuck? That is bizarre. That is actually bizarre. That means someone's done that. And then they've gone, no, that's illegal now. And they made it a law. Why is that a law?
I have no idea, but it's the weird. All right, here we go. I got the weirdest laws in every state. In Alabama.
Oh, boy.
It is illegal. So in Mobile, Alabama, it is illegal to have confetti. No reason.
I just want to put something into perspective here. It's illegal to have confetti, but you can have literally a gun.
Yep. Oh, well, yeah, come on. 100%.
You got a confetti.
Yep.
Oh, man. I'm very... What? I'm sure there's weird laws in Australia. Let me look up some while I'm here. Just because, like, this is kind of... It's funny. It's funny to know this kind of stuff. Because, like, why wouldn't it be? Let me open up my internet browser on my phone. Weird laws in Australia. I know there's some weird ones here. 19 weird Australian laws, all very bizarre. Oh, I have heard of this one. This is an actual offense. In the state of Western Australia, it's an offense to possess more than 50 kilos of white potatoes. And I think JPJ is frozen. I'm not even kidding. While JPJ is frozen, I'll cut this, and then we'll come back, and JPJ will be back. Look at that, guys! It's called internet. So you're just seeing this random cut. Do you think I'm gonna edit that out? No, I don't edit this show. This is just a nice little easy thing that I just put out. But I told you guys what was happening. JPJ's internet went out.
It did, yeah.
It is what it is. But it's okay. We're kind of wrapping things up anyway, as we're just talking about weird laws and stuff like that. But what a fun little thing to do.
Yeah, that was fun.
Little pop. By the way, what I was saying before your internet cut out, a weird law in Australia that is actually a thing. In the state of Western Australia, it's illegal to own more than 50 kilos of white potatoes.
I mean, is there a white potato? I mean, 50 kilos is a lot.
That's a lot of potatoes.
That's a ton of potatoes.
But if you possess more than 50 kilos of white potatoes, it's illegal in the state of Western Australia.
Huh.
Not here. I can own more than 50 kilos because I'm in South Australia. It doesn't matter. But if I go to Western Australia,
Is that for a specific reason?
It didn't say. And I didn't want to really, you know
Mm.
what? I find it better not knowing.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know about
that
you
way
guys.
You can always just think of why.
So yeah, exactly. I don't know about you guys, but in this country, certain states don't allow you to take fruit in between states. You have fruit flies.
I mean, that might be a thing, but I don't think that's a thing.
So if I go to New South Wales, a different state, if I'm traveling, I can't take fruit with me. If they will stop you at the thing and they'll check your car for fruit because you're not allowed to take it.
They will confiscate the fruit?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Fruit flies. They don't want fruit fly outbreaks to happen in different states. So they keep it within their own state. So if there's a fruit fly outbreak, because it's so spreadable and it destroys crops and crops of fruit. So if I take an apple that I didn't know had fruit flies into another state, it can't be an outbreak there. It's just an outbreak in South Australia. Some states do it, some states don't. I think maybe it's from New South Wales to South Australia. It's not the other way around. Actually, I think it might be that way. Regardless, it's only with some states. But yeah, I can't take fruit with me on a road trip. You got to eat. You can eat it before. So like I can get to near the border of a state and eat my apple, and it'll be fine. But yeah, they can confiscate it. I think if you try to smuggle fruit into other states, you can be fined, from my understanding.
Fine. So you won't get arrested. But
I don't think so. I don't think so, unless you're like I guess if you do it multiple times.
Habitual offender.
That's a strong word right there. That's like a very
habitual.
It's just like a very intense word.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, one of my favorite. I know a lot of people dislike him now for recent comments, as they should. He should be judged by it. But one of my favorite sketches from the Chappelle Show is Rick James. Like, that's one of the more famous ones, but it's one of the more famous ones for a reason. It is fucking hysterical. And when Charlie Murphy, R.I.P., is telling the story, he's talking about Rick James, and he goes, yeah, he was a line stepper. He was a line stepper. And he goes, he was a habitual line stepper.
I don't know what it is about that word, but it's just funny.
And ever since, I use habitual when I can. Yeah, it's one of those words that I was like, I really like that word. Once I heard him say it, I was like, that's a good word.
Habitual.
A good word. Yeah.
Speaking of losing people, rest in peace to Bob Saget.
Oh, I did want to talk about this because this is very much. I'm
36. It's a few days ago now, by the way, guys. We know we're recording.
Yes.
This comes out later in the week. But this happened yesterday in time of recording land. I didn't think that. It always have you noticed celebrity deaths always kind of come in threes? And it's really fucking
they come
weird.
in bunches,
yeah, it's weird. Like Betty White, obviously. Did you see she suffered a stroke before she passed away? Did you see about that?
Oh, I didn't.
6 days before she had a stroke. And then kind of, I guess, she was obviously nearly 100 years old. So, but Betty White. But yeah, Bob Saget passed
That's a good
away.
life, though, 99.
Oh, I mean, but 3 weeks away.
That's a great life.
3 weeks away from being
from 100. I know they already released the People magazine that had
like 100,
turning 100 on
happy
there.
birthday and stuff like that.
Come on.
So sad.
No, for me, being 36, I was born in 1985.
Right.
When I was a kid, especially in my younger days.
Full House.
Friday nights, TGIF on the channel ABC over here in America. Like, Full House was part of the
Full House, man. Come on.
Full House rules.
Yeah.
I've rewatched that show like literally. This is not a joke. Like, I think like 6 times.
It's how I fell in love with the Olsen twins. Come on.
Yeah. And Full House that is a pioneer television show in my life, for me.
Yeah.
I've seen him stand up a couple times. Filthy stand up. Hilarious.
Oh, really?
But dirty.
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't know that
Go YouTube some stuff after this. Like, filthy.
I've only ever really seen him in Full House, and I think I've seen him host maybe Saturday Night Live a couple times.
You ever seen the movie Half Baked?
Yeah, I think I've seen that before.
When Dave Chappelle's up there. I gotta mention this Chappelle again. He's up there saying he's addicted to marijuana, and Bob Saget is in the AA meeting, and he stands up. He goes, marijuana. He goes, I used to suck dick for coke. The hell you know about being addicted to marijuana? And he's he's jittery, and Bob Saget, he's like, marijuana. That's not a drug, man. I used to suck dick for coke. The hell you know? Oh, it's so good. And then there's some other guy there that right after he says it, so he goes, I used to suck dick for coke, and then you just hear a guy just go, I seen him. Oh man.
Yeah, I don't. Bob Saget, like I knew, obviously, I knew Full House.
America's Funniest Home Videos as well.
Yeah, exactly. I remember
really
watching
famous
America's
show.
Funniest Home Videos because they used to have it on Saturday nights here in Australia. It was like 7 p.m. or 6:30 would be Australia's Funniest Home Videos, and then at 7 they would show America's Funniest Home Videos. It was like the hour. It was like a block of like Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember him on there. But yeah, like a very unexpected. I was literally just done streaming yesterday, and then someone in my chat had said as I was ending, like, Bob Saget just died. I'm like, what? And then I went on there, it was on TMZ, and then I was like, oh shit.
Passed away in a hotel room, like on tour, not with his family.
And he was at 65. It's young.
65, so young, and and from everything you hear, I mean, they've come out at least, and they've said that there was like no foul play, no drugs involved. So I'm assuming he maybe just had a heart attack, or he just had, some sort of whatever. I always get nervous because I know comedians deal with mental health and depression a lot, and the comedy is like kind of what gets them through.
They all come from a dark, well, for the most part, they come from a dark background.
A lot of them have dark, yes. And at first I was like, oh, please God, don't, Again, and I guess we don't know. Right?
We don't know. We're probably by the time we're recording, probably by the time this releases, there'll be stuff out about it. But at least right now, we don't know what humor. Always, I've always said this. All of my jokes. I'm a very self-deprecating person when it comes to humor. Always have been.
I am,
and it comes from. I guess it all comes from. If you really look at it, it all comes from like stemming from some kind of trauma that you've had in your life, and you like use humor to. Basically just isolate.
I am still very clearly a chubby individual. I grew up chubby. Again, I was fine, but like, you grow up chubby, you're used to people making fun of the fact that you're chubby. So that became a defense mechanism for me.
Me too.
Was, all right, well, I'm not going to let you make fun of me because I'm fat. I'm going to make fun of myself because I'm fat. And then that's just how...
All of my jokes are about being gay because I'm used to being picked on at school because I was very obviously gay in a lot of ways. So that's a huge defense mechanism. Is just, well, I'm not going to let other people ha-ha at me. I'll just ha-ha at myself.
Exactly.
And a lot of it is just being comfortable now with being who you are, whatever that may mean. Giddy, please. She's really annoying me.
Like, I need some camera time, Dad. I need some camera time.
Before we were recording, I was like, JPJ, I have to go for a second because Giddy's stuck in the fucking curtains. And she was all like, fucking in there. And I'm like, they don't like, cats hate you. But as soon as they need your help, they're like, please help me. Oh my God. They're like crying out and shit. She's just sitting on my lap. You can just see her little, there she is.
No, there she is. Like,
she gets up on, please. This is what I don't like, is this shit. When she gets up on for anyone that's listening in the podcast world, gets just in the camera, right? Like, just really.
Yep, just chilling. Oh, getting that side profile though.
Yeah, she's
that side profile.
Man, cats are better than dogs.
Oh, that's gonna
piss off like a lot of people.
Yeah, some people might not. I am dogs. A fan.
I love dogs.
I am a fan of both. Yes, I'm a fan of both. Too. I cannot own a dog where I currently live. So I made the decision last year during COVID. I was like, I need some companionship.
Listen. Oh no, it's JPJ's.
No. Louis, he never comes on screen because usually he's napping around this time.
Oh, I thought your internet went out again.
Oh, do you think was I going to freeze
I was
again?
like, oh no. I was like, I'm just going to wrap up the show. I was like, I'm just going to fucking wrap up the show. Let's cats. I am a cat person. I love dogs.
When you start talking about cats, you got to go.
I love dogs, and I can own a dog. I choose not to own a dog. I used to have a dog. He now lives with my sister. He's a great dog. Love him to bits. He's a lovely guy. But it's just not the animal for me. Dogs are very needy creatures in the fact of like, they want your love. They like, what are you doing? Let me come with you. Cats are like, do you? I don't need you right now. Yeah. I'm going to chill away from you. I'll come out when I need to see you. That's what I like. I kind of like that distance. I'm a person that's not home all that much. I can leave Giddy and it doesn't really matter as long as she's fed they're pretty
Yeah.
self-sufficient animals. If I have a dog, you go away, you have to make sure that someone's at your house or watching your dog or takes your dog, because dogs are very like. And my dog that's now with my sister, his name is Banjo. He's a beautiful Australian cattle dog. He's an Australian Kelpie. Beautiful dog. Have you ever seen the movie Red Dog?
No.
Okay. Do you like sad movies?
I mean, I am an emo kid, so yeah. I mean, I like
I'm gonna
sad things.
please
So-
please watch Red Dog and have a box of tissues next to you.
Oh God.
It's
Is it going to be
Marley
like
and Me level of sad. It's sadder.
Okay, Marley and Me.
It's
Okay.
sadder.
Yeah.
It's about this
I
Australian.
saw Marley and Me.
Oh man, I can't watch Marley and Me.
Well, look
without
at
just
if it's a
feeling
movie
bad.
about a dog, most of the time, at the end of the movie, guess what?
You know what's going to happen to that dog.
It's very rare that you see a dog movie.
It's an Australian movie.
Happen.
Wonder why you haven't seen it. It's an Australian movie that I think did somewhat successful internationally, but the basis of the movie is that it's outback Australia. Like, it's what you think Australia looks like, and it's about this Australian Kelpies is their brand. It's like a tan brown dog, and they're cattle dogs. They're just round sheep, and they're farm dogs, but they're great for that. Beautiful natured dogs, like very high energy. Like, you need a lot of energy. You need to walk them every day, or like they just go stir crazy and destroy everything. They're that kind of dog. But his name is Banjo. He's now my sister's dog, and he is very much a very needy dog, has separation anxiety. So I would go to work and he would just destroy everything because he was fretting without me, because he was like, where the fuck is Josh? Like, so Shaylee is home a little bit more. So he went with me, and they live just across the road. I see him every other day. Can still take him for a walk if I want to, like all that kind of stuff. But yes, Red Dog is a movie that you need to watch, and it's very sad. Very sad. Obviously, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but you can get the gist of it. I cried at a movie this week.
This week?
Last week. On Saturday night, I decided
I've cried at a lot of movies.
I don't cry. I'm not a huge... Contrary to belief,
I'm a big crier.
I'm not a huge crier. I've never been one that's like... I kind of find... I hate when people cry around me. It makes me super uncomfortable. I don't know what to do. I'm not very good in the situation of, like, if someone's sad, I don't know... I just kind of, like, I don't know what to do to help them. And I get really awkward. I don't like being around people when they're crying. Like, it's just not a thing. Like, obviously, everyone knows I'm openly talking about it. My grandpa passed away last month. I went to his funeral and everyone was crying, and I was just kind of like... I cried a little bit, but I didn't like openly sob. It's not my thing. This movie made me sob on Saturday night. A lot of people will be like, I'll say the title and they'll be like, oh, okay. Have you ever heard of the movie Love, Simon?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That hit a little close
that's that type of movie that's going to make you do that. Yeah.
A little close to home for me. I've seen about that movie a lot, and I kind of avoided watching it because it came out in like 2018. I was not out. But I've been waiting to watch it. There's a series about it. There's a series spin-off kind of thing called Love, Victor on Disney Plus that I'm gearing up to watch soon. But it's called Love, Simon. It's about a kid a 17-year-old guy in high school who's gay, who's not out. He starts like talking to this anonymous person through emails or something like that. Someone else finds out, and he ends up outing them. And my God, from the moment it started to the moment it finishes, I don't think I stopped crying. It was just experiences that not necessarily happened to me, but it was in the realm of things. I was nearly outed in my early 20s, and it was very scary.
Wow.
Yeah, put a lot of trust in somebody, and then things went a little awry, and I nearly got outed, and I was not in a good spot. It was very scary. Because the worst thing that anybody can do, anyone listening out there, oh my God, being outed is like the biggest fear that any person in this community could have. Trust me, because it takes away your ability to let your story shine. You are forced in that sense. And this movie kind of hit that for me. But it was just about, a lot of it was like the scene that made me cry the most was when Simon sat down with his mum, played by Jennifer Garner, I believe.
Jennifer Garner, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I did know that. And was Josh Duhamel?
Yeah, Josh Duhamel was that's his
father.
Yeah, that's his father.
Yeah.
But he sat down with his mum and was kind of talking to his mum about everything. And she's like, "You're still Simon. You still love all these," like blah blah. And I was like, this is a conversation that I've literally had with my mum, and it was just a lot.
Yeah.
It just made me think about a lot. Movies are crazy like that. I'm not a huge movie buff.
I know you're not.
No, I'm
I
not.
am. I'm trying to get you to watch more.
I
I
don't
should
watch
just give you like a mini list.
I don't watch a
Small
lot
list.
of movies because I don't like the commitment of a movie. It's long, and I'm just like, "Ugh, I don't want to do this. But I cried for a long time after I turned off that movie because it just brought back all these emotions of coming out and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I haven't felt this in a long time, and it was just very sad. But yeah, I got to watch the series, but I've got to make sure that I'm like emotionally prepared because apparently it's
Emotionally ready for it.
a little bit more real than the movie. They say it's a little bit more like because it's a series, they can kind of expand on different issues and stuff like that. And I'm very scared. I'm like, this is a little too real for me. It's like art imitating life kind of deal, and it's like a little uncomfortable. But it's hard to get through movies like that because I was ready to turn it off so many times because I'm like, oh, I know exactly what he's feeling like and stuff like that. I made my sister watch it, and she said she cried because she was like, oh man, because there's a sister in the movie, and she's like, oh, and to see, I've never really talked to my family a lot about the other side of coming out. This might be an episode that we have to do because I've got a lot that I haven't said. I've just kind of, you've watched my coming out video, but a lot of people don't know the journey to get to that. They just kind of understand they knew me, and then it was just this, and then it's this. It's like there's a lot to it. Might be an episode. Maybe that'll be next week's episode. We can have a nice little open discussion about that kind of stuff. I don't know. It might get a little sappy though, because I'll probably cry a lot.
It's okay. That's okay.
But yeah, it just made me very upset. But it's a very good movie for someone that is on this side of things. It's a pretty as accurate as you can get. It's still a movie, and they dramatize things, but it's pretty accurate representation of what it is to be in that situation. But yeah, it was a great movie. The lead guy that plays, I think his name is Nick Robinson, to be completely honest. We have the same last name. Someone got a text message.
Another popular one.
Look at you, Mr. Popular. But yeah, it's a good movie. So I think it's on Disney Plus in the States as well. I'd assume it'd be the same.
I cry at everything.
Really?
So I'm one of those.
I wouldn't mistake. Put that on you.
I'm one of those people. Like if a commercial's sad enough, I'll be like, oh.
There's something.
I'll just be like, you know what I mean? I'm like,
animal,
oh God,
anything animal related, I cry. That's one thing I'll always cry. Animal related stuff. Anything that's feels like that.
The last movie that I lost my mind to. You're gonna laugh, but it was Coco, the Disney Pixar movie.
Oh wow, I haven't watched that.
Okay.
Is it good?
Then I'm not going to tell you what happens. I would suggest that if you are ever, I know you said you're not a movie person, you don't like the commitment. If you're ever in a where you're like, I could watch a movie, it's a good one.
I cried it Up,
but it's very much Up is sad. Up, I cried it Up.
That first
Up is sad.
20 minutes of Up is
my God, the monologue at the beginning when they're just so there's the monologue at the beginning where they go through the life, and it's like, oh my God, what? And then at the end or towards the end where he finds the book. Where he finds the book, and then he sees that she added shit to the book.
I could nearly cry now.
And she's like, I know.
It's true
and she goes,
love.
Thanks for the great adventure. Yeah, thanks for the great adventure. Now go have another one. Oh, come on. I was just like, what are we doing?
Pixar know how to
I'm just like,
tug your heartstrings.
Yeah.
Like, they know how to pull at those strings and kind of just...
And Coco is very much about, like, it takes place of Day of the Dead, I'm going to ruin it, De La Morta, or whatever. And it's based around that. And the story of that is on that day, they honor their past ancestors and stuff. So it deals a lot about death and family, but in a very Pixar-y, fun, kid way. That's the thing that Pixar does so perfectly is they are children's movies made for children, but there are adult themes and adult jokes. Sometimes
I've noticed
like
that.
a little like semi-dirty joke, and you're like,
because you didn't like, get it as a
parents,
kid.
Because they know the parents are bringing these kids to the fucking movies.
You watch it as an
so
older
they go, hey,
person,
we gotta,
like, whoa, that's dirty.
They're like
Toy Story 3, the end of Toy Story 3, where Andy gives all of the toys to the little girl.
Toys, I cried my shit. I
was in the cinema crying.
I lost my mind
because I was so emotionally attached. Toy Story 2 is my favorite movie of all time, and like literally grew up with Toy Story.
Yeah.
Like I love
That made me
shit.
think of all the so I was a grown man when that came out, mid to late 20s, pardon.
You're all good.
So yeah, I was a grown man and I'm in the theater and I'm crying for two reasons. One, Toy Story the first one came out in 1995. I was 10 years old. So this is now it's 4, so it's different now. But I went to the third one assuming this is the last Toy Story. This is it.
So did I.
And then, right? I feel like we all
Should
did at
have
the
been.
time. And I agree. Although the fourth one isn't bad, but it's just not. It was not necessary.
Very negative opinions
necessary.
about that movie.
Yeah, it was just not necessary.
Yeah.
So that's happening at the end. So I'm getting emotional because I'm like, oh my God,
this is it.
I have watched these characters, this story since I was I was 10. Like that was a literal child, and now I'm a grown up. But I've bet this franchise, these characters, Woody and Buzz and Ham and all these people have been with me for 15 years or whatever the hell it was. And then I'm also crying because Andy's giving them away. And it made me remember of like all my toys when I was a kid. And I'm like, I'm old now. I'm freaking an adult. But I'm thinking about like oh my God, I was a mess.
I was too.
Mess.
And it was such a beautiful ending that should have ended Toy Story.
It was the perfect way to end the story.
And Andy was going to college or whatever. And it was like, oh my God, now it's a whole new generation. And then he's
driving off and they just say, so long, partner. Oh, damn it. It was perfect.
I cried
it was the perfect way to end it.
I cried in Wall-E.
Oh, I cry at all of them.
Because I cried a lot of Pixar. Maybe I cry a lot more than I realized. But when he's like, there's nothing. It's just Wall-E's on his own. And he's like looking for Eva. And it's like, come the fuck on.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then when Eva at the end, when Eva thinks Wally's gone and she's like, Wally! And I'm just like, I can't do it. I'm crying over robots. These are not real things.
Yeah, they're robots. They're
cried
not real
toys. They are not human in a fake world. And I'm over here like, I can't. They belong together. Like
Monsters Inc.
Wally can't die. He's so cute. Look at him. He's just getting his trash.
Monsters Inc. When Sully puts Boo in the bed.
Yeah.
And then she's like, Kitty. Yeah. And I'm like,
and then they just show the smile. It's like, oh my, I can't do it. Yeah, it's amazing. They're so good at stuff like that. They're so good.
They know what they're doing.
They just know how to do it. They're the best at it. And I think like that's just
on the.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've cried at a lot of non-Pixar movies too. I am a crier.
Marley and Me, like we said before, is like fucking.
Yeah,
hard
Pixar really just. You know, did you see?
I know
you're not a big movie person, but did you see any of the newer ones they did, like Luca?
I haven't watched the latest Pixar movie I watched. I think is Toy Story 4, but purely because it was a sequel. I watched them here and there with my little brother, but I don't dislike Pixar movies at all. They're the only kind of animated things that I'll really watch now for the most part because I know that they're high quality. On the spot though,
high quality, yeah, they're gonna be good.
On the spot, what's your favorite Pixar movie?
Ratatouille. No hesitation.
Damn. Whoa.
Without question.
You love Ratatouille.
Ratatouille.
I mean, Toy Story 2 but like if it's not a Toy Story film, probably A Bug's Life or Nemo. I really do like Nemo too.
Nemo is my number 2.
Another sad.
Nemo is my number 2.
Another sad when when he's like has to with his little fin and but Finding Dory not great. Didn't love Finding Dory.
No, it was okay. It was okay.
Ellen was excited for Finding Dory, but that's about it.
Well, yeah.
Ellen was like, course. "Fuck yeah.
Making that money, making that bank." Ratatouille is my favorite.
You like
and then I'm a big fan of
Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc. I like as well.
You like Bugs Life?
That's a sequel though. That Bugs Life is. I like them all, but Bugs Life is really good. That's a sequel, Monsters University, that I thought was actually pretty good.
Did you?
It was just funny. It was like it was like a comedy.
That's how I am with Cars. Is a great movie, but the sequels I have no time for. Cars is great though. Lightning McQueen, come on.
Cars is really good. I also think The Incredibles, really good.
Well, that was one I was never really hot on. Was The Incredibles, and everyone loves The Incredibles, but I've never really been that hot on Incredibles. Man, Pixar. we could. I think we could.
They just kill it, man.
That we could.
We could have a whole episode on
But Toy Story 2 is
Disney.
my literal favorite movie of all time. I love Toy Story 2.
Well, I told you off air that like when we talked about this pop quiz idea, half my questions to start were like questions like that, like what's your favorite movie of all? Like they were questions about you.
Yeah. We should do that.
And that was one of them. What's your all-time favorite movie? And then another one that I asked. Well, I'll ask you this since we're talking about Disney before we get out of here. But like another one that was part of my original 10 questions, but I booted it for something else. Was what is the first Disney? Do you know what the first full-length Disney movie is?
Oh God, no! I have no idea.
Okay, it was Snow White. It was Snow White.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, of course it would be like.
But I thought that was one, but I didn't end up asking it. But yeah, no, those Pixar movies. We could do a whole episode on that stuff.
We really
a whole episode on it.
We really could. We're pretty good. So next week we might do a little retelling of my journey, and JPJ can be here to hold my hand basically, and give his perspective on some things and stuff like that, or when he first seen me, because you haven't known me as a not a gay person.
No.
Where some people in my content life have. And obviously a lot of people in my life have, in a sense. It took me a long time. But I've never really told the story of like the actual night that I did it, and like the kind of experience of coming out, and then the journey to now, and just the lead up to that moment, because there's a lot I honestly have really never shared. Not from like a hiding it point of view, just I've never really had the opportunity to share that lead up and what my life was like, because it was kind of bizarre. So we might do that next week. Might be like a coming out party, guys. We can get gay. But JPJ can be here to kind of give his perspective on things. And I've never asked you when the first time you kind of saw me and what it was that kind of we just know each other through Love Wrestling, but I've never really talked to you about that kind of stuff. So maybe we'll do that next week, because then the week after we're very solid. It'll be a very fun. So next week might be a little emotional, guys, but the week after it will not be.
Oh yeah.
It's Rumble.
Oh yeah.
It's Rumble time, baby.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2 weeks, a lot can change. So we don't know what
100%
can happen there. We might know the audio entrance at this point with WWE and sucking the fun out of everything. They'll be like, this person's coming out number 1 and number 2, then number 3 is this person. Why not? Just suck the fun out of everything. They'd love to do that. But yeah,
that'll be good though.
So yeah, we'll get a little sappy next week, and then Rumble after that. So
I'll be ready.
Listen, sorry for the little internet issues in the middle here, but oh well, we'll roll with it. It is what it is. Who cares? Who cares? Make sure to follow us. You see all of our stuff on the screen. All the links are in the description below if you're listening on the podcast version. Rate this podcast 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and now on Spotify as well. You can also watch the video version on YouTube and Spotify, because Spotify do that now. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That
is cool.
What else we got coming up? We got some things in the works that we'll talk about soon, I guess. Legacy of is back in a couple of weeks. I'll have an announcement probably by the time this is out. The announcement will already be out on something with the Legacy of. So yeah.
Nice.
Other than that,
cool.
Watch Between Two Beards with JPJ.
Yes.
Pluggo.
Got a big guest tonight. We haven't announced it at recording, but by the time you all hear and see this, we are having MLW's own Alicia Atoot.
Oh, I love Alicia.
Tonight. Yes, we're gonna talk. We're gonna dabble about her career a little bit and a little bit of the wrestling, but we have her on because we want to talk about. She does a lot of stuff for Knotfest metal music.
Mm-hmm. I've talked to Alicia before. She's
Pluggo,
great.
Yeah, and me and Pluggo were big time in our youth, and still we were big like metal and screamo, and post-hard, that type of stuff. Yeah. So we're going to talk a little bit of music. We're going to talk a little bit of MLW, a little bit of wrestling. We're going to have her on, and we're super excited by it. So
cool.
That'll be happening tonight at 8:30 p.m. if you're listening to this on release. So please.
Midday, guys. For you guys in Australia, it's around midday. So just hang out on Twitch, twitch.tv/Love Wrestling CA.
Yes.
Cool beans. All right. We'll see you guys next week here on the J&J Power Hour. Enjoy your life. Stay safe. All that kind of good stuff. We'll see you soon. Peace out, everyone.
Peace out.